If you own a property and have a second mortgage on it, and if you want to keep this property and get rid of the second loan, attorney Shah Peerally can help. Call 510-742-5887. Due to the uncertain economy, many people have settled their debts for a fraction of its value. It's recommended to use an experienced lawyer to deal with it. Shah Peerally is an experienced debt settlement attorney and has handled hundreds of such cases successfully. There are no upfront fees for debt settlement. Only when you win, you pay. Call Shah Peerally, attorney at law, at 510-742-5887 or visit yourdebtsettlementattorney.com for a free assessment. This is just an advertisement. No attorney-client relationship is established by this ad. The law does not guarantee success. Call 510-742-5887.
And now, from the San Francisco Bay Area studios, KLOK proudly presents to you the prominent attorney Shah Peerally for the Shah Peerally Law Show, coming at you with over 50,000 watts of power. The Shah Peerally Law Show, where all your views matter.
Hello everybody. Assalamu alaikum, sastika, namaskar to all the listeners. This is attorney Shah Peerally live on air today, September 21, 2017, and we are going to, of course, discuss about immigration and debt settlement. And today I have with me on the board my good friend Franco. Thank you, Franco, for really kind of keeping things together for me. Things are so hectic right now for everybody, and so many news when it comes to immigration. And again, before I start, anything I'm telling you today is my opinion. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. First of all, some announcements. Number one, USCIS has resumed a premium for certain categories, not everybody. So one of them now are the one that have filed under the cap, 2018 cap. So if your case is still pending, it might be a good idea to actually file for an upgrade on premium. So that's one thing. And second, it seems like USCIS is taking the TPS from many countries, and I think one of them is going to be Sudan. And I know we have callers right now. I will be taking the callers in 1 minute, Franco. So the number to the studio today is 408-912-5565. And also, we're getting news that a lot of site checks on L1B cases, so I will recommend that you make sure that you're compliant if you're on L1B. And we are thinking there will be also other issues with H1B. Let me take one caller, Franco. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Hi, Mr. Shah. Good morning. How are you?
Hi. Good morning. I'm doing okay. How about yourself?
Yeah, the regular listener, I greatly appreciate your service to the community. So,
thank you so much for your kind words.
Yes, sir. So my son came to United States when he was in 8th grade. So now he is completing his undergrad this year, and we have not filed for the 485 or EAD adjustment of status. He is already 21, and you do not have to answer me over phone, but if you can educate everybody. So what is their chances if I file for 485 and a year after, or he's already 21 now, he will be graduating from one of the best universities in U.S.
Okay. Well, first of all, if you file the I-45, the dates have to be current for him. That's number one. Number two, if he benefits from what we call the Child Status Protection Act, that means basically if the dates are current and let's say he turned 21 and then the dates become current, you can subtract the time it took for the I-130 to get approved. Okay, the problem is that the Child Status Protection Act doesn't apply to the Chart B, which is basically, there are two charts now on the visa bulletin. Number one is the one processing time and one the acceptance time. It doesn't apply to the acceptance time. It applies to the processing time. So if he turns, let's say his dates become current next year and he's already 22, then you can only subtract the time it took to do the I-130. And if he falls under 21, he will be eligible for the I-45. Otherwise, then he will fall in a different category. Then you will have to pretty much kind of put him into the different category. And right now, I think he's on F2A. If I'm not mistaken, he might move on F2B. So it's case by case. It's on a case by case basis. But the rule for the waiting time is the same. So it all depends how much time it took on the I-130, when he turned 21, etc., etc. Then you will be able to file the I-45. Okay.
After my labor, I-140 did not take much time. It only took 15 days time, and he's already 22 now, so I don't think he will benefit with that time. So,
what is your what is your priority day?
June 2008. June 2008, sir.
Oh, okay. But you could have filed the I-45 because I think they're processing April 2009. Did you? Okay,
no, mine is EB3. Sorry to cut you off.
EB3. I'm so sorry. Yeah, unfortunately, he will not be able to do much for him. The only way you will be able to work with him is when you get the green card, and if he's not married, you can file for him. But give me a call at the office. Let's see if we have other options for him. But at this point in time, unfortunately, I don't see another option. I was happy thinking you're an EB2, but it's EB3, so we are back to 2006 right now. Sorry. So right now you need to keep him on a student visa to keep him here, and ultimately we'll see if there are other options for him we can talk about in private. You can call me 510-742-5887. That's the number to my office. Okay.
But can I ask one last question, sir?
Go ahead.
If he takes advantage of the OPT after his undergraduation, and luckily if his H1 gets picked up, no problem. But if the H1 doesn't get picked up, so can he get another OPT after masters, or OPT is once per lifetime?
It's not once a lifetime. If he takes an OPT extension after a master's, if he's under STEM, he might be able to get it. But if it is not under STEM, it's usually a one-time deal. Then he needs to look into CPT or H1B or things like that. Okay?
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. But I'll give you a call in the office to schedule it.
Definitely. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
We'll talk a little bit more. You're welcome. Thank you so much for your kind words. And I don't know if I have more callers right now, Franco. This is Shah Peerally. You'll have an ear.
Hi. My H1 amendment motion to reconsider got denied, and I got a notice that I can stay in non-immigrant status. So my question is whether I can work in that status, or do I need to file a fresh amendment?
Okay. It's a little bit more complicated. The way it works for amendment, if you file an amendment, the amendment gets denied, your previous H1B is still good. That means the one without amendment. For example, let's say you're working with client N, client A, and you file an amendment because you moved to N, client B. If that amendment gets denied, you can always go back to client A if client A has not already kind of terminated the contract, or if they still want you back. But as for the motion to reconsider gets denied, now if you file another amendment, what will happen, you will have to do it what we call under what we counselor processing. I'm sorry, the word was not coming. So you might have to, once it's approved, you might have to leave the country and come back. So right now, if client A is no longer available, you're pretty much kind of out of status. So you need to get back on that status. In order to do that, you need to refile it, have it approved, then leave the country, come back, then you'll get your I-94. This is a little bit tricky because oftentimes no company will wait on you. So we need to look into more options for you instead of just, usually when you have a motion to reconsider and this gets denied, because the motion to reconsider itself is not good to even continue. So I don't know how long you waited on that. So we need to figure that out. So I would recommend refiling the amendment or do a transfer with another company. Then once it's approved, leave and then come back. Then you will be able to work, okay?
Yeah, my I-485 is actually filed. Like that's the reason I cannot leave the company.
Oh, your I-45. Oh, okay. If your I-45 is filed, then why do you worry? Just use your EAD and then work on that.
I did not get the EAD. I did not get the EAD. I just filed the 485.
When did you file that?
July 18th.
Okay, and when was your amendment denied?
It's on August. August. It is denied. August. I don't think.
Okay, perfect. So by you filing the adjustment of status, it puts you in a period of stay authorized by the Attorney General, which is not a status. And since it was filed before the denial, before the amendment was filed, then you might be eligible for that, and you might get your work permit. And you need to call me because this is going to take too long to explain how you need to deal with that. But the adjustment of status, if it is accepted and was bona fide file, it protects you. So you don't have to leave the country. Just hold on there until you get the EAD. But I need to calculate the timing right, because if there's a mistake, then the I-45 will be a problem too, because if they file it after the H-1B was amendment was filed, you might have an issue. They don't accept the I-45, so we need to check on that. So be careful. But if it is accepted, you get your EAD and everything, then you don't have to worry about the H-1B. You can just ignore it. Okay?
Okay, thank you so much, Shah.
Good luck to you. And call me, I'll get the timeline right, 510-742-5887. We can do a consultation and make sure that you didn't miss anything. Okay? Good luck. Let me take another caller, Franco. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Hi, sir. Good morning. Thanks for taking my call.
Good morning.
I have a question on
You're welcome,
I-140.
Yes, go ahead.
I have I-140 approved with company A, and now I switched to company B, and I have I-140 approved with company B as well. And now if I want to go back to company A, so will that have any impact on my green card processing and I-140?
Okay.
Or can I?
Okay, let me get it right. Let me get it right first. So basically, you have I-140 with company A, you move to company B, and now you're going back to company A, and you want to use that I-140 to file your green card, right?
That's right. And one thing, I have I-140 approved. I ported my priority date to company B.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. As long as company A has not canceled the I-140, you can still use it to file for an I-45 if the dates become current. So just make sure they have not canceled it. If they have not, then yes, you can go back, and it doesn't matter you ported the priority date. The only thing you ported was a priority date. The I-140 is still good. So you should be able to use it provided they have not canceled it.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, good luck to you. Let me take, you're welcome. Let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Hi, this is Ravan. I have a quick question on that. We filed a H1 on 2018 cap, and we got an RFP last month, and we had to respond to the RFP. So now the premium process is open. So can we file the response with the premium processing directly?
Yes, you can. What you should do, answer your RFE and then file the premium. You have to answer the RFE where the RFE is requested. Then you file your premium. Don't send it together because it will confuse them. Although it is possible, it might confuse them. Right now, with all the confusion, the kind of stuff we are seeing, it's horrible. So I would recommend answering your RFE, then quickly file your premium. The same day you can mail the premium, and what will happen is that they will upgrade it, and the case will go under premium. Okay?
Oh, okay. Because my lawyer is recommending other way around, like you're putting together in both the things and sending us a. Okay.
Yeah, you can do that. This is my opinion on this. So there's no law on this. So all I'm saying, okay, logically, the RFE was sent from one address, right? If you answer the RFE at the premium address, what might happen, it might get lost there. And if it gets lost there, they will say you didn't answer your RFE on time. And if you didn't answer your RFE on time, it's a denial. You understand? So I would prefer to send, personally, having worked with them for so many years and knowing the kind of mistakes they make there, I would recommend answering your RFE, then upgrade. Because if you send the RFE to the address of the premium, hoping that they will accept it, they might lose it, and you end up by having no answer on your RFE, and guess what? Automatically the case gets denied. Then who cares about premium because the case is getting denied? So I would recommend answering your RFE, then send premium. But the other way around is possible too. It's the opinion of the lawyer. I'm not saying he is wrong, but I'm just talking about my experience here. Okay?
Got it. Is it a two different address? We need to send it one RFE response. It goes to the different address, and premium upgrade goes to a different address.
No, it all depends where it's coming from. But oftentimes they shift it because they have two departments. That one department does premium, and another department do regular. It's usually the same address, but the premium unit is another unit. The only problem is that the unit itself is an address. So if you send it to the premium and the premium doesn't register that the RFE was answered, it will be a problem. I'm not saying it will happen, but it will be safer to answer the RFE than send the premium. It's not the address also. Even the address might be the same. Oftentimes what you have is departments, right? So, and units. So if you missed one, then the other might not be answered, and it will create problems for you. But whatever he's saying is not wrong, but I would recommend answering the RFE first, then file the premium. Okay? Okay.
Got it. Thank you.
Good luck to you. You're welcome. Let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air. Hello. I think I lost the caller. Sorry. I know it's unfortunately, we get the calls at the same time, and I try my best to recap and answer as fast, but sometimes they require longer answers, so I apologize for that. Good. Let me take another caller, Franco. This is Shah Peerally. You're live on air.
Hi. Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Hi. My name is Aarti Gupta.
Yes.
And
Yes,
currently my employer has filed an H1B for me this year, but we got an RFE, and they are yet to respond to my RFE. My question is, my current visa is OPT, like summer student visa, and which is going to end on October 10th. And I'm currently working on a project itself. But since my this visa is ending on October 10th, and my RFE is not yet responded, like I'm not on any visa after October 10th, right? So can I stay in US after October 10th till I get my H1B, like any decision, like
Yes.
route or anything?
Yeah, you can.
So
you
if
can
I can
stay,
stay, and for how long? Yeah.
Well, you can stay technically until it's pending, but working you cannot. So that's two different things. But you will be able to stay because as soon as October 1st starts, you will be falling into what we call basic after the October 10 in your case. You will be falling under a period of stay authorized by the Attorney General because you have a pending H1B, and H1B fiscal year kick in on October 1st. So you should be able to stay. But I highly recommend not to just hanging like that. Go ahead and file premium because premium is available right now.
Yeah.
So I would recommend filing a premium, answering your RFE and filing a premium. Because if you don't, what will happen? If you let that linger too long, you might have issues not only with them, but also with the job. So be careful. I would recommend premium the case now. Okay?
Premium for that. Okay. And if in case, like, even if still it takes time, is it for how long can I stay in US, like without working but legally staying in US?
Technically, as long as it's pending, you're able to stay, but usually they have a cutoff on 240 days for working, but they have not really made it, you will not be in an illegal position, but Don't want to be hanging that long like that. It will create a lot of problems down the road. So I recommend that you premium the case. Okay?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Good luck to you. Let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally 11, yeah? Hello? Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, we got lots of call as soon as we started. I barely had time to kind of go over things. I'm very happy you're calling, and thank you for your kind words, all of you. And this is Attorney Shah Peerally, and we are live today. It's September 21, 2017, and we are talking, of course, about immigration. So many things happening as I started in the beginning. Now, for the fiscal year 2018, premium is back, which is a good news, but at the same time, it's kind of unfair. They just give premium the last 2 weeks, and it's kind of putting people in the position where they have to pay premium. But unfortunately, this is how the system is going. Number two, we are seeing a lot of issues coming now on USCIS with basically them taking away the TPS for some people. So double check if you still have TPS, because they're starting to remove those. For example, for South Sudan, for Northern Sudan, they have removed it. So you need to, South Sudan still have it. So you need to double check if you are one of those people affected by that. And then before, of course, I wanted to mention that our heart goes really to the people of Mexico and Puerto Rico. Mexico with its devastated earthquake is heartbreaking, and also for the people of Rohingya of Myanmar, they're really suffering. So please pray for them, and the people of all the islands affected by the coming, already here, Hurricane Maria, which is really kind of, it's really a sad time for people right now. We have so many problems in the world, and now nature is not really being favorable to us, and plus we are having back-to-back hurricanes, back-to-back earthquakes. So I think the world needs a lot of prayer. So please help on whatever you can. And to all my friends in Puerto Rico and Mexico, I say good luck to you and wish you all the best. Let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally, you're live on air.
Hi, Shah. Thank you for taking the call. Just for a question. This one, if H1 has been cancelled by an employer, so within 60 days, if we could not find any project, so there's one employer who is ready to transfer the H1. So what is the scenario after 60 days?
After 60 days, if you still have time available on your H1, you can still file a new employment, cap exempt, but unfortunately you won't be able to file a transfer. So what happened with the new employment cap exempt is only when it's approved, then you have to go outside, and if you have a stamp, you don't need a stamp, you can always come back, get your I-94, but if you need a stamp, you have to go for stamping. The problem with that, of course, is that the waiting time for regular H1B is around 5 months, and that means for 5 months you're stuck, you cannot work. That's the problem. You cannot work. It's not like a transfer where on the day one you file it, you can start working. So that's the unfortunate part of this. After the 60 days of grace period, your only way to get back on the H1B is to file it, have it approved, and then leave the country, come back when you're going to get the I-94, then you can start working. Okay.
So until the thing is, we need to go to any country or just a country of origin?
You can, not any country, but you can go. It depends on your situation. This is not your first stamp, right? You had a stamp before, right?
Yeah, I got stamped before from UK.
And then you can go to like Canada. I don't know if Canada is taking right now. I heard last time, I didn't check it, that they kind of put a hold on it. But you can go to Canada. You cannot go to Mexico, definitely. They are not doing H1B right now. You can go to some other countries, but yeah, you can go to UK again if you want to, and if you want to go to India. I always recommend going to your country where you feel more comfortable, because right now we are seeing a lot of cases getting stuck under 221G. You don't want to be stuck and then you don't know where to stay or spend money in hotels, etc. So it's always good to go and get stamping in your home country. So like that, if you have to stay, you can at least have a place where you're familiar with. Okay.
The thing is, I'm from UK only. I got my UK passport, so in that case, I can go to UK.
Then you can go to exactly. So go to UK is the best. Okay.
And the thing is, one last question, Shah. The thing is, you said I cannot transfer my H1. Is it? Is it the case? So the thing is, how does it work then?
Technically, you don't transfer. Transfer. Okay, let me kind of back a little bit for everybody. Transfer. When you're doing a transfer, you're asking two things from USCIS. Number one, you're asking move me from job A to B, and number two, you're saying I'm in a status or I am in a grace period. I want you to transfer that status from A to B. So you're asking two things. And then when you are within that 60 days or before that 60 days, if you want to transfer, then you fall under the rule of AC 21 section 105 subsection C, if I'm not mistaken. What it says in there, as soon as it's filed, you can start working. But once you pass that grace period, then you can still do the first part, asking them to move you from company A to company B. But since you're not in status, you cannot move the status, because you can only move status if you're in status or you're in a grace period. And that's where it becomes a problem, because if you do the first part, it will take 4 or 5 months to get approved, and in the meantime, the job might not wait for you. So the best is always to do the transfer before the 60 days, or if there's any kind of bridge, let's say there was another case filed, you might be able to claim it. Or if there are extraordinary circumstances, like for example you were sick, you were in the hospital, you need that to be extended, then what you can do, you can request under the discretion of the USCIS to grant you a transfer although you pass the date. But unless you have those, you won't get really a transfer. But you will still be able to move the H-1B, but you'll have to wait for an approval, leave the country, come back, get an I-94, then you will be able to work. That's how the law works.
Oh, that's fine. The thing is, in the I heard that premium processing has started. Is this true or?
Yes, it started, but not for transfers, not for extensions. Only for people who work in a non-profit organizations. Mostly physicians and also people who just file H-1B under the cap.
Okay, got it. Okay. Thank you so much, Shah. Thank you so much for your time.
Good luck to you. No problem, sir. Let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally. You're live in here. Hello. Okay. So, yes, sir.
Shah Peerally?
Yeah, this is Shah. You're live in here.
Hi. Good morning, Shah. Quick question. My name is
Good morning.
And I'm on a green card. I got the green card in September 2013, and next year I will be able to file for my citizenship. Now the question is regarding my parents. They both are above 65, and what I wanted to do was, get them here to live with me. Now, can I do anything right now, or do I have to wait for my citizenship before I file for the green card? So that's the first question. The second thing, obviously, is I'm hearing that there are some changes coming for parents' green card if you are a citizen, and what are those changes? Thank you.
Okay. Well, number one, there's nothing really you can do in terms of petitioning for them, but they can always come and visit you on a visitor visa and spend as much time according to the I-94. Number two, the changes of parents we are expecting, but I doubt there will be any changes because these were Congress laws. So in order to reverse them, it's going to really kind of take the Congress to do that, and I doubt the Congress is willing to do that. So I don't see any problem in that. But what they do in most of those cases right now, this new administration, they don't really deny cases. They make it so hard that people back off. So at this point, I don't see any changes on parents' petition. There might be changes coming on siblings, but not on parents. So hopefully it won't change. But there's nothing you can do as a green card holder for your parents, except maybe they can come visit you on a visitor visa. That's pretty much it. Okay?
Understood.
Okay.
And last question. So when can I actually file for my citizenship? Do I have to wait for the full 5 years, or can I file that before that?
4 years and 9 months from the date of the anniversary of the green card. So if you got it in November, you say November 2013? That's what you said?
September 2013.
September. Okay, so you minus 3 months in that. Well, actually, 90 days, and then you can file actually on that time. So if you minus that, it becomes August, July, June. Around June, you should be able to file it. Okay.
Great.
But
Thank
make
you
sure
so
you
much.
don't file it before that. Okay. Even one day before, that case will be rejected. Okay. So I always tell
Okay.
people to leave a margin of 1 week. Okay. Okay. So good luck to you. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Let me take another. You're welcome. Let me take another caller, Franco. This is Shah Peerally. You're live in here.
Yeah. Hi, Shah Peerally.
Hi.
So I have a
Hello.
question related to H-1B extension.
Go ahead.
So for my husband, his employer has filed his firm, and his H-1B extension is due. And his firm is not getting approved for last 1 year. So, and he's done with his 6 years. So can he still apply for his extension?
If the perm is pending, 365 days has passed, he can apply for an extension for 1 year of the H-1B after 6 years. Okay, so quickly file it if it is 360 days have passed, or if it has not passed yet, wait for it to pass, then you file it. When is his 6 years expiring?
I think his 6 years expired already, just last month probably, or this month maybe.
Okay, so I recommend that. What is he on right now? H4?
No, he is on H1 right now. His H1 is valid till February.
Okay. Oh, okay. He already got it. Okay. If the perm is pending for more than 365 days, he's eligible to file another one. We are in September right now, so February, you can file 6 months before. So yeah, he should be able to file right now. Okay?
Yeah. And can I ask you one more question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So actually, we were just working on our living trust. We both are on visa, but we just did our living trust. And if even if my trustees are on visa, what will happen to my kids' visa if something happens to me and my husband?
You mean your kid's visa?
Yeah.
Okay, they are on H4 right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And unfortunately, if something happens, the kids will be returned unless there might be other things that the kids can do, but technically they are independent visa. Unless someone takes responsibility and they adopt them or something, they will probably, unfortunately, have to go back to India. There are some humanitarian grounds that you can keep them a little bit, but unless someone files for them, it will be very difficult. There's no way really you can use that visa on your living trust to keep them here.
Because my estate planning attorney told me about juvenile, they can file for juvenile. They told me.
Yes.
But I read
Yeah,
about
there's
it
one.
there
is an option. Yeah. Yeah. There is a provision for juvenile if they are abandoned. For example, you can file a case in state court and then take that to immigration. But it does work. Actually, I think I done one before. But usually these applies to abandoned children, not to children that their kids have passed away. But yeah, it might work if they use that. And these are humanitarian grounds of filing, and they might be able to get it to that. But I've not done enough of them to tell you if this one will work, to tell you the truth. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
And you're welcome. I know it's kind of hard. Let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally. You are live in air.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good, thank you. Question for my parents. So they had a green card and it expired in July this year. And number two, they overstayed in India like about 26 months now.
Okay.
And my dad was sick and he passed away, so that was the reason they overstayed. And what are the options here now for me?
Okay, first, I'm sad for your dad, but
Thank you.
and how long your dad was sick? How your dad was sick? How long was he sick?
He was like going to the doctor for last 4 5 months, but last 2 months he was like really non-ambulatory, and
But
he was
before, but
admitted
before
in the
that he was,
hospital.
but before he was sick, we need to give an answer. Okay, I'll tell you how to deal with that, and then I'll tell you the issues too in your case. Now, you can go to the U.S. Embassy, file something called an SB1.
Mhm.
What the SB1 will do, it will pretty much kind of you're basically requesting permission to come back on a long stay outside, and then it's
Mhm.
all at the discretion of the U.S. Embassy to give it to them. But unfortunately, you would have a good case if your dad was sick longer before he passed away, because then it would have explained the 26 months. But if he was sick only like 4 5 months, then
Mhm.
it's kind of you already, once you pass the 11 month 12 month, it becomes very hard. So you should go and do the SB1. If that doesn't work, then you are a
Mhm.
US citizen, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I would recommend just go ahead, ask your mom to go to the US Embassy, give up on that green card. Although they basically will not let her to enter, they will still
Mhm.
kind of consider her as a half green card. So she needs to surrender this one, and you file a
Mhm.
new green card for her. She can also surrender it, get a visitor visa, come and see you, and then you can decide what to do from here if you want to refile or something. But the best is to do the SB1 first, and then if that doesn't work, she surrenders the green card and asks them for a visitor visa. And then when she comes
Okay.
here, then you can decide if you want to keep her or not. Okay? Okay?
Okay. And SB1 will be filed in Indian embassy, in a embassy of US in India.
Yes.
Oh,
You have to file it there. Okay?
it's S
Good
as
luck
in
to you.
Sam, B as in boy, right?
Yeah, number one. Yes.
Number one.
You
Thank
go
you
on
so
the
much.
travel State Department website, you will see it there. Okay? Good luck to you, my
Okay.
friend.
Thank.
So you're welcome. So I don't know if I have more callers, Franco, but I will kind of talk a little bit about the debt settlement, because this is coming very strong now. It seems a lot of people are going through a lot of difficulties, and even companies and mortgage companies now are coming to, and they're trying to make deals on second mortgages, because there is a feeling that there will be a fall in the economy next year. I don't know. I'm not an economist, but that's what they are thinking probably. And when you see them rushing, is like actually a recession is due. We usually the economy goes on for 7 years and then recycle. And this time with Obama, luckily we didn't even get a recession. Actually, the economy went up. But now, of course, with Trump, things might be different. So let's see what happens. So what I'm thinking is there might be one reason why the banks are working with us quickly to settle people's cases. So what we do in debt settlement is like we negotiate your debts. Let's say you owe $100,000, we might be able to negotiate it and get it for less of its value, and we can do that for second mortgages, credit cards, you name it. So if you have any need for any help, please give us a call 510-742-5887. And if you want to check the blog, it's yourdebtsettlementattorney.com, yourdebtsettlementattorney.com. I think I have one more caller, right, Franco? This is Shah Peerally. You're live in here. Hello. Okay, so I don't have any callers, so we won't take any callers now. So I'm going to talk a little bit about all the stuff and recap what's happening. A lot of things. Three main points today happening. Number one, we have the premium coming back for the fiscal year 2018 H1B cap. Not for everybody, but they are pretty much releasing it in bits and pieces. So if you are or someone who filed under the cap and is waiting on your case, I highly recommend moving to premium now, because they're only a couple of weeks. You want to be able to start your work if you get an answer. So that's number one. Number two, we are seeing a lot of TPS being taken away. One of them is Sudan, and number three, we are hearing a lot of people on L1B getting site visits. That means USCIS or any other the Department of Labor coming and really checking on those cases. So be careful on that. If you're on an L1B, make sure that you're compliant, including the location where you are working. So it is very, very important that you do that. And also, I wanted to mention also like now the level one cases with the wages that has been used is really getting harder and harder to we're getting huge RFEs, we're getting a lot of issues, and it's kind of unfair the way they're doing it, but they are doing it. So I highly recommend that if you're getting any kind of fee, to contact a good attorney to handle the case. Oftentimes people think, and this is another thing that is kind of a little bit not good, is that many people are still operating under the old rules. So especially a consulting company, they think things are still the same and they want to continue doing the same thing. I highly recommend not doing that. They're cracking down on everything, and even mistakes, and most of the time they make mistakes. They're not really doing anything fraudulent, but they make mistakes, and those mistakes can be construed as misrepresentation. So I highly, highly recommend that you don't just take a chance and don't let go of things and try to do things the old ways, because things have changed a lot. I've been practicing, like I said, for years under the third administration now. I've been a lawyer, and each administration is different. I started practicing under the Bush administration, which was a tough time. At that time, we had all those very tough law, and Ashcroft was totally kind of out of the way, and you had Gonzalez writing all those memos, basically defending torture and all this stuff, and still now they're defending it, which is kind of really aberrant. And hey, the world is becoming like that, seeing the genocide going on, for example, in Myanmar, when nobody's saying nothing, nobody's helping. Well, people are helping, but unfortunately it seems like we are so more inclined to go after North Korea. We are forgetting about everybody else. So these are the things that we are seeing pretty much in the world, but it was a tough time. But still around that time, it was a lot more feasible to work with the government because things were following a certain step. Now, under Obama, things were a lot easier, luckily. A lot of things passed for immigration. For example, we passed the H-4EAD. We fought for it and we got it done, and I'm very proud of that. It's probably one of the culmination of my career. And also, we had so many rights that was passed for people under DACA, etc., etc. And a lot of people actually came to the U.S. On Obama's executive orders, etc., etc. But now things are reversing. It's like the other way around. And more people are not being accepted. More and more cases we are having at the airport returning back. And then also more and more cases getting delayed or mistaken. And this is creating a real big problem because the cases are going on appeal, etc., etc., and it takes a toll on us and the clients. So make sure that you're very compliant. Before, if you had listened to my show, I've been doing it for 7 years now, going on 8 years soon. I would tell people, even on the radio, certain cases you don't really need a lawyer. But now, unfortunately, most cases, I think you need a lawyer, except certain visas I don't recommend. There's no purpose for it. But now, even simple applications, you might want to have a lawyer on board because a simple mistake can really cost you. And again, the whole idea where we are now with the world, we are in a world which is pretty much kind of almost upside down. We are seeing pretty much one of the highest frequencies of hurricanes, of earthquakes, you name it. And this is really kind of scaring everybody, and we have a lot of refugees around the world. It seems like even some dependents of the U.S. are becoming refugees, like Puerto Rico, U.S. Virgin Islands. We are seeing a lot of things, and it's happening in front of our eyes, and we need to also account for that when we are filing cases because it will affect the decision of the USCIS. So having said that, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to break it again now with the good news. Some premium is back, especially for those with the fiscal year 2018. So I recommend using it. And of course, if you need help filing your premium or something else, give us a call. 510-742-5887. And anything I told you today is for educational purposes only. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. And please subscribe to our YouTube, youtube.com/Shah Peerally Law. Shah Peerally Law. Please subscribe. And also, if you need help, our website is pretty good, has a lot of information, attorneyonair.com or peerallylaw.com. Again, 510-742-5887. Thank you, Franco. And I think Amit is there. Amit, are you there?